beautiful sunrise shot there over Kingston City, and it is 6:15 on this wonderful Wednesday morning. And thank you so much for making it sunrise. So it's time to see what's happening in the headlines with none other than the one and only
Tiki. I can't do it. I don't know.
Dennis, where are you? Come back.
That's hilarious. I'm going to come up with one at the end of the show. By then, my brain will be properly on.
And by then, we will no longer need it. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Great morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I heard you guys talking earlier about the Apple hacker thingamajiggy.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
What?
Do you?
Yes, because A, somebody gets the opportunity to make some money. That's one thing. But B, it's like a massive test run for their security system. So everybody gets to hack it, and they've now found every single hole in the wall that people can accidentally penetrate. You know what I mean?
So they can fix it.
And so they can fix it, and then they fix it before
I think
they
their
launch
team
it.
should do that, though.
Yeah, but maybe their team has it, which is why they're like, no one can, when they finish their meeting and they're like, no one can get through this system. And then they say, you know what, let's just double check. We give you $1 million if you can.
You know
what I mean?
TK is the cup is half full kind of girl. Love that. Love that.
Yep.
Speaking of cups and fullness, let's jump into the headlines, shall we? So MBJ urges calm during Operation Nighthawk at Sangster International. So Airports Limited, the organization responsible for the operations of Sangster's International Airport, has announced that it will be carrying out an extensive emergency response drill today, scheduled to take place from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This exercise, known as Operation Nighthawk, aims to simulate a terminal incident. The primary goal of this comprehensive drill is to, rigorously test and improve the airport's emergency preparedness capabilities, ensuring that all personnel are well equipped to handle potential crises effectively. And through this initiative, the airport seeks to bolster its readiness and response strategies, ultimately enhancing the safety and security of its operations and passengers. I like this.
It's just what you were talking about.
Exactly.
It's like you knew what the headline was.
Exactly. No, for real. But, it's good to know that we never ever want an emergency, and we never ever want anything to happen, but things happen. And so to know that there are things in place and preparations in place, and the best way to be prepared is practically,
drills
to
work.
run drills, to run things,
Yeah.
and to really put people in the simulated situation and show them how to do it.
It actually makes me think, do enough places run drills? Do enough businesses run drills? And not just earthquake drills. Do we run enough drills for, possible outcomes that could happen, that could... I know we do at school different drills. I know, everywhere else I did different types of drills that we certainly don't want to be doing here, but maybe it helps. So I love that, and I hope that continues throughout. We should be doing drills often. We should be giving our staff the tools to be able to move how they need to.
Can you imagine, though?
Drills are scary,
knowing
though.
it's a drill and being at the airport. That's why they're saying,
which is why the notice
stay
is coming
calm,
late.
everyone. Stay calm. It's a drill, and hopefully everybody watches sunrise, so you know. Because I can see that being a little scary,
Drills are scary, though.
They are. They really are.
But I genuinely feel as though when you have the drills, when the time comes, even though there may be a moment of panic, something typically for most people clicks.
The body remembers.
And the body remembers what to do, and you go under your desk.
Yes.
Or in this case, we will see what the simulation requires, but the staff, most importantly, will know what to do and will be prepared.
Yes, absolutely. So all the best for the drill, and I hope it goes well, and I hope that we don't ever need whatever you're preparing for. We hope it never happens.
I also really like the name, by the way. Operation Nighthawk.
I like that.
It's Dun, dun, dun. All right, next up, accounts emptied amid technical issues with Uber and NCB. So in a recent development affecting customers of National Commercial Bank, NCB, it has been reported that a technical issue is currently hindering Visa debit card payments, specifically for Uber transactions. Several members of the banking institution took to social media highlighting the situation of funds being removed from their accounts. The bank has since acknowledged the situation and confirmed that their dedicated technical teams are diligently working to rectify the problem and restore full payment functionality at the earliest opportunity. During this interim period, users may encounter delays or even declines when attempting to use their Visa debit cards for Uber rides. To mitigate any disruptions, NCB encourages customers to utilize their NCB credit cards or alternative payment methods as a precautionary measure to ensure security. Some Visa debit cards may be temporarily suspended, according to NCB. Prior transactions that are still being processed and will soon reflect in users' accounts. So,
you know what's crazy about this? We saw some feedback there on screen just now. We pulled some graphics from users on X, formerly Twitter. And I was seeing discourse that literally made my jaw drop.
Yeah.
So there are some people who, I mean, we're talking about Ubers that they took in May that are just now being pulled from the account. But apparently others are saying, but the payments always said pending. So the monies weren't actually yet removed. Others were saying some people saw it as a loophole and assumed that they were just getting free rides and were racking up rides. And then they're just like, whoa, it's caught up to me. I saw another where someone said that them pulled 400,000 from their account. And then when they went to buy groceries, they left with nothing. But the thing is, and this is where, you know, obviously on the part of the user, the issue comes. If we are taking taxis day in, day out, you're paying a $500, a $1,000 as you're going along. The chunk
That's
of
tough.
the money to come out one time is tough for a lot of people. Especially when rent is going to be due Friday. Friday the 1st, you know?
Yes.
So some people, the chunk of money from their salary that came last Friday is now gone, and how we're going to figure it out. Then this is we're talking about months of expenses being taken in one go.
And I imagine some people are even saying it's our responsibility to see payments leaving, but at the same time, I'm certainly guilty of not checking every time what's happening in my statement, if that money is out or not. I don't check every single time, so I can understand how that would maybe pass some people by as well. But that's tough.
Again, this just shows also that technology can be super helpful and it can make things super convenient. But if it doesn't work and it's... You with us?
Yes, technical difficulties.
But yeah, if it doesn't work or it has these glitches, it has major implications for people. So,
and even the recommendation to use credit cards, because credit cards are a safer option because it's not the same as using your
debit.
The debit is literally cash in plastic form.
Exactly. So that is almost insured in a sense, like it will be, you know. But not everybody has access to a credit card.
Exactly.
It's not that simple.
So then the discussion then becomes, for the people who don't have access to the credit card, should you have contacted them and say, okay, these are the monies owed, we're going to take $2,000 each week or $10,000 each week. How do you deal with the customers in a way where, yes, you are rectifying the issue that you have as an organization, as a banking entity, the responsibility you have to Uber.
Yes.
But then what happens to the protecting your customer? It's very tricky
touchy
situation.
Don't love it
at all.
I feel like it's time for a Why Not Wednesday headline.
I think so.
Can we do it?
Let's go.
So, Beyond Pink, a male survivor's story. So when the words breast cancer survivor are spoken, many people, including myself, if I'm being honest, immediately think of women who beat one of the most common cancers in women. Although it's rare, men can also be diagnosed with the disease. Dr. Zach Williams, Sr., 52-year-old male gospel recording artist and radio personality based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer in the left breast in March of this year. After noticing a lump, Williams underwent a mastectomy surgery and was treated with chemotherapy because the cancer had spread to some of his lymph nodes. The 2-time Stellar Award-winning producer and founder of One Chord Gospel Choir encourages more men to pay attention to their bodies and go to the doctor. Williams wants to raise awareness about male breast cancer because it's not talked about much. He encourages men to pay attention to their bodies and not be embarrassed to go see a doctor.
Wow. Yeah, good for him. And good for him for speaking up and speaking out and creating that representation for men. It is very difficult for men to, I think it's the word breast that throws them so wide, honestly. And it is a part of your body, and it can, like everywhere else, get sick. And so to just kind of lift that embarrassment or that stigma is so important for men, because so many men are going undiagnosed or just not saying anything, or they think it's something else, or they don't want to say if they do find out that no, that's not what I have. So I'm really happy that he's speaking up and kind of saying, hey, this is what's happening to me, and if it's happening to you, do something about it.
And there's no shame in the game.
No shame. No shame at all whatsoever.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one last thing before I go, before I see you again at 7 a.m. Shout out to our amazing YouTube family, Divine Ray, Odette Wilson, Sharon Stewart, Laura's Life. Thank you for your continued support. We love you guys, and we can never forget about you. So big up YouTube and our family over that side.
Abby says hi.
Abby says hi. Yes,
Abby says hi. Thanks, Teeks. Appreciate it as always. Okay, that's all the time we have right now for headlines. We're going to take a quick break, but we have an amazing show coming up for you guys. An inspirational segment is up next, and we'll learn how to sing joy after surviving breast cancer. You don't want to miss this. Stay with us.